Okay, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about champagne. Now, champagne is probably one of the most famous wines in the world. Okay, it's one of those icons that have changed the culture, changed the way of life. If you think about champagne, you're always thinking about luxury products. That's why, for example, one of the major houses of champagne, Moet Chandon, is owned by also Louis Vuitton. Okay, Louis Vuitton, which is also part of the group of Moet and Hennessy. So this is our luxury brands, and that's how champagne has been able to position itself. Champagne is regarded as a celebration drink. Wherever you want to celebrate an engagement, a birthday, anything, you always have champagne with you. Why? Because it has been positioned itself as this product that only the elite can have. If we think back a few hundred years ago, during the French court, it was very traditional to have champagne. You know, aristocrats had champagne back then, and it was accessible to everyone else. Okay, even if it was a higher price, people can still purchase this champagne. So that's why it's more of a wannabe product. Okay, whenever we want to feel, in a position of power, in a position of money, we always try to have some champagne. Okay, now in the world there's so many champagnes. Okay, we might only know a few of them, like Moet Chandon, maybe Tétanier, maybe Coupe de Clicquot, but there are hundreds and hundreds of different labels and different houses that produce champagne. Now, champagne comes only from the region of Champagne in France, which is in the northwest. Back in the beginning of the 20th century and mid of the 20th century, we had several issues about the labeling and how was the name of champagne used. There were several producers outside of France, especially in the United States, Japan, that were copying the name without having the same quality of the product. Okay, they were making cheap sparkling wine, but labeling champagne from California, champagne from Japan. So that actually started hurting how the image of champagne was happening. That's why they had this denomination of origin laws, in which now champagne can only be called champagne when it comes from particular regions in the region of Champagne. Okay, Epernay, Reims, Montagne de Reims, Sur-la-Marne, only those places can produce grapes that are going for the production of champagne. Now, champagne is also very famous for how it was made. Legends around Mr. Dom Perignon have arisen since he was the one that invented fermentation. The truth, to be honest, is that he discovered what it was second fermentation and some of the processes, but it was the Benedict monks who actually perfected it to the step where they can actually make the champagne that nowadays we have. Now, I'm going to talk a little about how the process of champagne is made, to make it very easy to understand. Now, champagne is made with 3 grape varieties: Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier. Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier are red wine grapes, which we start asking, like, how can it be like that color of the champagne if we have red wines? Well, basically, all grapes are in the flesh is actually white. Okay, what adds color is the skins. Like, for example, this is a rosé champagne called Monopole. As you can see, the color of the champagne is rosé. Now, what happens is we have a small contact, a little contact with the skins to add that particular color. Okay, that's how the champagne gets made, and that's how we have some rosés and white wines and red wines. Okay, now the process of champagne is very simple and very easy. We start with a flat still wine, like any other white wine that we will have, or rosé wine, and then the magic is going to happen what we do afterwards. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to have our champagne, we're going to bottle it, our wine, then we add what is called liqueur de dosage. Now, liqueur de dosage basically is just sugar and yeast. What is going to happen is the yeast is going to eat the sugar, okay? So as a byproduct, we're going to have CO2 or carbon dioxide, which are going to be the bubbles, okay? That's what we're looking for. That's only what we're looking for. That's why we're adding that liqueur de dosage, so we can get that carbon dioxide naturally, okay? So what we're going to do, we have our flat wine, we add our liqueur de dosage, okay? And then we put a cap, similar to the one you have in a Coke or in a Pepsi, or in any soft drinks. We place it on top. Now, where we're going to leave it now is to rest, okay? So that the fermentation process can start taking place in the bottle, and we start developing that carbon dioxide, okay? Now, we're going to put it in a 45-degree angle, similar to this position, okay? Now, the reason why we do that is that as byproduct, we're not only going to have carbon dioxide, but we are also going to have dead yeast. Now these dead yeast, they're not going to add flavor or anything to the champagne, but they're going to make it cloudy. They're not going to look sexy, you know. It's not going to be like that beautiful glass of champagne with the bubbles coming up. It's not going to look nothing like that. So what we're looking for is to have a clear, beautiful champagne. So what we're going to do, we're going to put it in this position, and then we're going to slowly turn it 1/8 of a bottle every day, like this. This process is what is called riddling. Okay, this riddling process, what is going to start happening is slowly all of the dead yeast are going to start coming through the bottle of the neck. Okay, slowly during days, months, they're going to start slowly coming to the bottle of the neck. Now, this process used to be done by hand. So there was one person in each champagne house that he was just doing this all day long. Imagine this guy's arms, it was huge. He could have played football or something like that. Nowadays it's mechanized, we have machines that do it for you, so you don't have to do it. But this process takes a long time. Once all of the dead yeast are in the bottle of the neck, this part, that's what we call the bottle of the neck, when all the yeast are there, what we're going to do is we're going to freeze this bottle neck, okay? Why we're going to do it? We want to put all of the yeast compacted together, and what we're going to do, we're going to open it up, like we will do with any Coke or anything. So when we open it up, the pressure from the carbon dioxide is going to eject all of the dead yeast out of the bottle, okay? This process is what is called, this process is what we call degorgement, okay? So basically we're going to open it up, and we're going to take all this cap out to have what is called now degorgement, okay? Now we have to be careful where we do this, not just like opening any soft drink. We have to make sure that we have it contain the corks and the yeast, because it's going to come with a lot of pressure and we can hurt someone. When we do this, it's going to come out, and then some champagne is going to come out, unfortunately, it's going to fall, it's a natural process. We're going to add a little bit more still wine, which is called licor de tirage. Okay, we're just going to top it up with this one, and then we're going to place the cork that we are accustomed to see, plus the wire. Okay, and then we can wrap it up and sell it. That is the system, or that is a process of a beautiful champagne. Now, there's other processes like Charmat process or transfer method, which make the wine a little bit different to minimize cost. But the true method of champagne is this one. Whenever you see a champagne that is labeled champagne, it has to go through this process. Now, here, I'm going to show you. This is a Rosé Monopole. As you can see, slowly, small bubbles start coming in. That is a sign that we are having a true and an authentic champagne. When you see sparkling wines with bigger bubbles, that usually is either injected carbon dioxide or what is called transfer method, which are cheaper versions to make the champagne. Okay? Now, the beauty of the champagne is not only the taste, it's also how it looks. As you can see, it's clear. We don't have any dead cheese sediments or anything like that. It's just clear, transparent. You can see the bubbles slowly coming up. Okay? Now, champagne, as is normally predominant with Chardonnay, is usually more fruit forward with minerality and acidity, freshness that is going to be there. Okay? Carbon dioxide, what it's going to do is going to clean your palate a lot. So that's why they mention in several books, in several professionals, they say that champagne matches everything. I don't personally agree with that, but it's definitely a drink that you can have by itself, and you can match with a lot of other things. When you're trying a champagne, you're not only trying to find the aromas, the palate, the nose, you're also trying to look how the sensation, how the bubbles, how is the carbon dioxide feeling in your mouth. So, beautiful flavors. You can have, this is a rosé, we have some raspberry, some berries, a little bit of earthiness, definitely, but overall it's an amazing champagne. The acidity and the mineral is present there. Definitely fresh. The acidity is definitely present, so you can have all that freshness in your mouth. The carbon dioxide clearly cleans your palate in an amazing way. Very fresh, very easy to drink, very fruity, if you want to call it, but there's definitely some raspberries, some strawberries present as well, along the minerality. Nice, beautiful. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. And that's it. Cheers.